I am here at the Go Red for Women event celebrating the mission of the American Heart Association. They really focus on the research and the funding to treat cardiovascular disease. At this event, we got so much good information and heard from a dynamic panel of doctors, and we walked away with important stats. At this event, I emceed alongside Alyssa Ivanson, who is WANE 15's evening anchor. The day was beautiful. We were all dressed in our red, and I'm taking you on the inside. Come on. It's our Friday. Let's give up the energy. We are all here for a very important cause.
As we look to the future, it's about sharing the important information that we learn here today, right now, with everyone we know.
Go Red for Women is here to help expecting moms and new moms understand that they can thrive and that their families can thrive as well. They are also here to help women manage chronic disease and understand how it negatively impacts their minds, bodies, and hearts.
And of course, we know diabetes can increase your risk of heart disease by 50% or more.
Stressing different parts of the body, muscle or bone, is what tends to keep it healthy, and that's the same thing for the heart. That's why the aerobic exercise is so important in trying to stress the heart somewhat without overstressing it so that it can function at its normal capacity.
We know that there are, vascular changes that we believe have been happening in patients while they're pregnant, and especially with COVID, and they've had more serious, comorbidities while pregnant.
Joining me now is Dr. Sherri Stiles-Walker, who is a local family physician and a Fort Wayne native. Hi, Dr. Sherri.
Hi, Jessica.
Oh man, this event today has been so beautiful and filled with so much good information. So can you give us a highlight of Go Red for Women?
Go Red for Women is turning 20 next year. And why we felt that this had to be is because women often forget to put themselves on the list. We're mothers, we're caregivers to our children, we are caregivers to our parents sometimes, and we don't get on the list. So Go Red for Women reminds women to assess their cardiovascular risk and make sure that they're taking care of their hearts, because heart disease, not breast cancer, is the #1 killer of women.
Wow, that is incredible. I mean, heart disease is something that is sometimes hard to identify, right? Women could be walking around with different symptoms that they do not know that is related to this particular disease. So can you share with me, through your experience, what types of symptoms and risks do you see with your patients?
And sometimes it's something as simple as, I can't do the things that I used to do, and that prompts me to investigate further. But every woman should have their lipids checked every year, their blood sugar checked every year, their blood pressure, and those baseline numbers can give you an idea on if you are suffering from heart disease, because blood pressure really is something that's a silent killer in the cardiovascular realm, because most people don't feel bad with it. Sometimes they feel worse when I put them on medicine, but they need to know, because they can have renal failure and cardiovascular disease or stroke, so they need to know.
And an interesting integration that we learned today was the connectivity between mental health and heart disease. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yes, they are finding more and more that depression is actually a risk factor for cardiovascular disease. And post-COVID, there are more people, the numbers for depression in teens and the general population is going up. So that's something that definitely needs to be addressed and treated.
And we had shared some stats during this event about mothers, right? And new moms who may suffer from heart disease. just from the mere fact that they had a child. So can you share a little bit about their risks?
I mean, what we know is that 1 in 3 women will die from heart disease. So knowing that number, I mean, it really just means that if you are having any postpartum symptoms, tell your provider and then get in sometimes with a specialist like a psychiatrist to get treated.
Yes, absolutely. And what can people do? So those that are watching that's like, you know what, I want to improve my heart health. There are ways that we can take simple steps and changes to our everyday lives. So can you share a few?
Very true. So one of the first things, and hopefully easy things, might not be easy for everybody, but quit smoking. Just quit smoking. You will lower your risk of heart disease by 50% in the first year. Then get active. Be active. That's going to lower your blood pressure, lower your cholesterol, lower your insulin resistance. Get active. And of course, all the numbers we talked about. Get a normal blood pressure, make sure your A1C is normal, make sure your cholesterol numbers are normal, and follow up. So those are the main things that I would recommend.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Sherri. I appreciate you sharing this information, and it was such a joy hearing you speak on this topic today.
Thank you so much, Jessica.
Yes.